It's better for me to put out a quality video than to put out 10 crappy videos that I'm not feeling. I'll just be throwing stuff at the algorithm and nothing's hitting, and it's just so devastating. I'm like, I think I need to just reset, and I'll take notes on all of the hooks where I'm like, oh man, that really got me. I'm putting so many hours into this and not getting anything back. But then got my first viral video. I think it's right now. It's about 185K, and it's still generating so much income. It's really exciting.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to TikTok Shop Affiliate Academy, a podcast that uncovers the story and strategies from the top 1% of TikTok Shop affiliates. I am your host, Ivan. We have a very special guest today. Hey, Crystal. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. It's Friday afternoon, but just had lunch, but I'm energized to talk to you.
Me too.
I love it. Okay. Cool. So we usually start the show with, a little bit of background on yourself. Like, what were you doing before TikTok and TikTok Shop?
Sure. So I still work full time. I've been a government contractor for 8 years. I've worked for the Navy, the Air Force, Space Force, but it's just never something I've really been passionate about. I've always loved social media. I dabbled in Instagram and YouTube, and now this year TikTok. So I work full time and I do TikTok on the side.
Would you say your full-time job, your day job is like marketing related or totally outside of like sales and marketing?
Totally outside.
Okay. Where did you get like your creative bug? I guess you said you were into social media. Is that maybe where it came from, or is any kind of like marketing or sales?
Yeah. I studied psychology.
Yeah.
So that was like something I was really passionate about. And, I eventually just wanted to get a good job. And that's why I've been where I'm at for so long. And I don't know, maybe I'm having a midlife crisis, but I'm having so much fun doing TikTok.
I love it. I love it. I only ask because a common thread that I see between guests is like a sales or marketing or even psychology background, like really
Sure.
getting and understanding who their buyer is and saying and creating videos to, help them along the process of selling the product. So um,
Yes.
very cool. Very cool. Okay. So you had your day job, you're doing some social media. How did TikTok Shop appear in your life?
Um, I was actually having fun on Instagram, promoting products, and then all of a sudden my account got shut down and I fought it and I couldn't get it back. So I was so angry at Instagram. So I was like, I'm going to go to TikTok.
Oh,
And that was about a year ago. And ever since then, I was just enjoying the app and then learned about the TikTok Shop creator program just a couple months ago.
just a couple months ago. Okay. So when did you make your first TikTok Shop video?
Um, I think it was like early September.
Okay, so recently you're on TikTok, you started to build your following because Instagram kind of did its halo thing, and on TikTok, and then a couple months ago started on TikTok Shop creating seller videos. Okay, cool.
Right.
So relatively new, I guess, in the whole scheme of things, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cool. Okay, so you're on TikTok, you're making these videos. Tell me about that like first win when you're like you made the video, you open the app, and you're just like, holy crap, like what is going on here? Tell me about that moment.
But it wasn't like a huge win in sales, but it was there was a lot of views. So it was just a silly product that my 5-year-old loves. It's like there's these little Spanish cards. It wasn't even something I got for free. It wasn't a sample or anything. It was something she had gotten for Christmas last year.
Okay.
And I just shot a video on it, and it's at like 1.5 million views right now,
Yeah.
but it has generated so many sales. The only
Okay.
bummer is it's a very low the
Understood.
yeah, it's only like a $6 product, so the commission is very, very low, but
Yeah.
it has generated a lot of sales, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I can see this being lucrative."
So first, it's like a proof of concept. You're like, wait a minute, if I can do it for this product and get this commission, like what if I get
Yeah.
another product? And then, okay, so when you posted that, or when you posted your first TikTok shop video to when this one kind of got viral, how long was that time period where you kind of making videos for?
Oh, I'd say about 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, that's a large amount of time, right? Because a
Yeah,
lot of people listening, a lot of influencer, or I'm sorry, new affiliates that I talk with, it's always like, well, I've been doing it for a week, or I've posted, 10 videos. And it's like, no, you got to put the time in. So
right. I
few
was
weeks.
posting a lot too.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just for those who are listening, yeah, put in the time. Like, I'm sure you know that you need to put in the time, but just hearing from someone, it's taken 3 weeks to get some kind of, viral hit. So just keep on improving daily. So cool. Do you have any other kind of viral moments or products that you're like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do now?
Yeah, the big one for me, it was I think early November. So I was really that's the thing in the beginning, it is so slow and there's so many sad days, where you're like, I'm putting so many hours into this and not getting anything back.
Yeah.
But then I got my first really big viral video with a back massager.
Oh, saw that one.
Yes, and it still is generating so much income. It's really exciting.
I love it. Okay, so that a back massager, and it was really only a month ago, right? That you posted it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's great. Okay, so like you mentioned earlier, TikTok has its ups, but it also has its downs, right? You're in that moment where you're posting videos and not getting any results. How do you stay motivated? What do you do when you're in those kind of down times?
honestly, I take time off because
Okay.
sometimes, like, I've noticed I'll just be throwing stuff at the algorithm and nothing's hitting, and it's just so devastating. I'm like, I think I need to just reset, like, go spend time with my family, take the weekend off,
Okay.
and then start fresh.
Yeah.
And that seems to always help a lot. And also like going back to just enjoying TikTok, like enjoying the For You page, instead of like thinking so logically about it. I go back to just like enjoying the app and feel like a user again. Um,
Love that.
so that way, yeah, I can just get back to that, like a reset and put myself back into like what a user would be looking for.
I have a couple follow-up questions. One, you mentioned like take a weekend, but like what
Yeah.
is a detachment for you? Like how many days do like what does that look like? Because some of the people that I talk with, they just say I make more videos. I just make, maybe even double up the videos or whatever it may be, but
Sure.
you went the opposite direction. You really just need a disconnect. So like
Yeah.
maybe this will help some people as well, but like what does a disconnect look like for you?
Honestly, the first time I did it, I just took 2 days off the whole weekend. I really spent time with my family and hung out. I have a 5-year-old. We went to the park and we went to SeaWorld, and
Right.
I just like kind of put my phone away during the day, and then at night I would just scroll the For You page and like check
Yeah.
everything out and just be a normal user
Yeah.
again.
Cool.
Um, but yeah, I felt like that really helped me to not stress so much about it because I've noticed like it's quality over quantity, at least for me, like I need to it's better for me to put out a quality video than to put out 10 crappy videos that I'm not feeling. There's just no point.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Very cool. Yeah, this is you're the first one that I've spoken with that takes time off and puts a pause on it, right? And I like that. And it's also you also mentioned watching TikTok as a user. That does a lot of things, right? Kind of turns your brain off from a
Yeah,
creator, but also it allows you to really understand what the TikTok algorithm needs to show, or like what you enjoy as a consumer, and it really connects you with that again. So
exactly.
cool. I love those strategies. As we talked about in our pre-call, we have a community affiliate academy, affiliateacademyhq.com, where we'll have all these stories and more, and kind of hopefully, these bits of these nuggets that I get from the people I interview can help some people out there, right? So definitely appreciate those, and I know it'll help someone for sure because
That's great.
I've heard it. So appreciate it. Okay, so now I want to talk about your strategy and kind of like your
Okay.
video style, scripts, calls to action. So let's start with like your hook strategy. Like, do you
Okay.
have one? What do you how do you approach like your hooks?
Sure. I feel like people like drama.
Okay.
They very much so are going to comment if your hook is a little dramatic or kind of against what they think.
Okay.
So something I do like in my free time when I'm scrolling the For You page is I actually have like a spreadsheet and I'll take notes on all of the hooks where I'm like, oh man, that really got me, you know?
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
so I really do a lot of research on that and I reuse the hooks that work for me because they do. They always perform and they kind of create a little bit of controversy. So
What's an example of one?
um this is kind of it's kind of terrible. But
You can not do the super terrible one. Do the one that like,
okay, I won't do the bad one. I'll do
okay,
one. Okay, so my massager video,
yeah,
the hook was when a massager is designed by an engineer.
okay. So
And that sounds totally normal, right?
yeah,
But people are like, well, everything is designed by an engineer, you know,
right,
and
true,
it just
true.
right. And so it just got so much traction just
Right.
from that.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it had a really good visual hook.
Okay. Tell me more about
Because
that.
yeah, the massager. So it's everyone thinks it looks like an alien
Yeah.
because it has like all these different
Little
prongs.
fingers, right? Yeah. Looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah, and so no, people did not like the way it looked.
Yep.
It was really uncomfortable for some reason.
Yeah. I gave
So
you a pick.
yes,
Yeah. I see.
so definitely the text on screen hook, the
Okay.
visual hook, um, and then actually like the cadence of what I'm saying,
Okay.
describing the product. So like you've got the hook, it's got them for maybe 5, 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you have to kind of reel them in even more at that point. You know, you have to say, but then there's this, or my favorite thing about this is,
Okay. So like an intonation in your voice, changing up the speed, kind of hooking them, and then kind of bringing them in deeper with some pauses and some, reflection in
yeah,
your voice, inflection in your voice, right?
yes. And
Okay. Cool. So
mentioning just
storytelling,
another
like
really cool thing.
okay. I love it. I love it. I've never heard that one as well. So very cool. Very cool.
It's
Okay.
what works for me.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the point of this, podcast, and the point of the group is to uncover things that work for people, right? Because you have other kind of groups out there, other coaching places that only teach one way. Like this is what worked for me, the creator of this group. You do it too, but more often than not, it's not going to work for them. So that's why I
Right.
want to be so many different people get all their different ways, so that I can create a library and people can reference and say, wait a minute, this one's cool. I could do this one, right? And so that's why I made this kind of affiliate academy. So
I love it.
cool. Okay. So what about like Sunday, Monday morning? You have a bunch of products for the week. How do you go about preparing for that?
Oh, that's where I really struggle.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of time because I work full time and I have a 5-year-old.
Okay.
So I kind of it's really nice that TikTok lets you do a live to complete all of your samples. So I
Yep.
find myself doing that a lot, and I feel guilty about it. But I figure out which products I truly love and I truly want to talk about. So
Yep.
I don't feel that pressure to make a video on some stupid lip gloss that I don't really like, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
So I don't really have the best strategy for that. It's really just my intuition. You know, if I'm like, wow, I really love this product, I need to hop on and film a video and get it out there,
Okay.
just to get that true um, feeling on camera.
Got it. And so like no script preparation or bullet points or anything. You just kind of sit with the product and kind of talk through it and then editing afterwards, or
So I do use ChatGPT.
yeah. Great.
Like I'll plug in the product description, so you can give me
Oh,
some bullet points, you know, and because people do want to know what the product is good for.
yeah.
And so it's great to at first give my initial thoughts on the product, but then also I use those bullet points from ChatGPT to help describe the best parts of the product.
What are some chat GPT prompts? Like I can imagine you just put in the Amazon listing of it and then say come up with 10 controversial hooks. I don't know if you've tried that, but that's just an idea, right? Or like
You
come up
know,
with talking points, right? Or something, right?
ChatGPT is not good for hooks. I do have to
Not
admit that they're very like cheesy, salesy hooks.
okay. Okay.
But for summarizing like a couple paragraphs of a product description, it's really
Yeah.
good at that. I'll
Okay.
just say, give me 3 bullet points, and I'll,
Okay.
I'll I'll do it over and over until I find the
One that
set that I like.
resonates. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, you're actually another first time I've heard. Well, maybe someone's mentioned ChatGPT before, but for like scripts and how to talk about a product, that's pretty
Hmm.
awesome. Yeah, I love that as well. Okay, so now we are approaching the rapid fire round. Just a bunch of questions. Hopefully, just if you don't know the answer, your best guesstimate.
Okay.
So what is your highest GMV generated in a month?
I think it's right now. It's about 185K.
All right, very cool. All right, and so now you're riding on that high. You see that money coming in. Were you able to buy anything cool with it? Or are you putting it to the side?
Okay, so I opened a separate bank account, like a savings
Right,
account. So I've got all that in there.
right.
I did buy a new phone. That was my little splurge.
I mean, you can also it's your work, expense.
Yes.
Right? It's like you
Turn
got
off.
the better cameras and the better processing.
Right.
Very cool. And as we were talking about before the call, it's towards the end of the year, and like taxes are a big thing and
Yeah.
not known or foreign to a lot of the creators, right? So,
Right.
one thing I don't know like how in depth I want to get in the group, but like providing some kind of you know advice, if you will, to some of these affiliates who don't know to put some of their income aside to pay for taxes, right? So all that money isn't necessarily yours. You have to be strategic with it. So yeah,
Right.
that's something I want to provide in the group. It's like a little bit of guidance, right? I don't want to be your tax person, but I want to give you a bit of guidance.
Yes, I love
Um, okay. One other question is, how many videos would you estimate you post in a week?
in a week. So when I first started, I was doing at least 3 a day, so 21 a week.
Yeah.
Now I'd say I only can get to about 2 a day,
Okay.
so maybe 14. Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of like, you're working full time, or I imagine full time mom as well. So it's like,
Right.
that's how it goes.
I stay up
Um,
pretty late.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. But yeah, I mean, I've interviewed someone, they say they have like 4 accounts and they post 10 videos per account. It's
Oh,
like,
I don't know how people do that. That's
yeah,
amazing.
it's just a strategy. I think it's like a spray and pray strategy. I mean, something that worked for that person is if they get a viral video, they recreate that exact viral video like 10 times.
Oh, it's
And
incredible. I'm so
it
scared.
works. Huh? Say again?
I'm just scared of a violation. That's the main thing. I'm like,
Well,
oh, I
you
don't.
don't repost the same video, you just remake it. Like you
Right.
just make it in that same vein, right? You don't
Yeah.
necessarily repost it. But maybe different clothes, it's different video per se, but it's
Sure.
the something behind it that's kind of working. So I don't know, maybe next time give it a try, like, or maybe your viral videos right now, like, yeah,
I
report back for sure.
will.
What is one piece of advice you wish you had when you first started?
Um, I think it would be to not focus so much on samples. They'll
Hmm.
come once you start generating income. Definitely to just post videos on things that you love, that you already have, and you've been using, things around the house.
Yeah. It's
You
hard
know,
to not have that shiny syndrome of like, I can get
yes,
samples, and then now you're overloaded
yes,
and stressed, right? So taking
yes,
yourself away from, these samples, as hard as it is, really just focus on a couple and give your all. Because that's, you know, how you're going to win as an affiliate, right? You just want to concentrate all your effort and creative energy on that video. So love that as well. Cool. Have you been able to teach anybody about what you do, or like, teach anyone how to be an affiliate?
Um, sort of. I do have a friend. She
Mhm.
just got into TikTok Shop,
Okay.
and she's starting her journey
Great.
too.
How's it
Uh,
going?
it's going okay. She needs
Yeah.
a new phone. Her phone is the quality's so bad. And, there's nothing you can do. If your lighting is horrible, you have no chance.
Give her your
So,
old phone.
yeah, right. That's not a bad idea.
Your future plans. What does 2025 have in store for you in the next couple months?
If I only knew what was happening with the TikTok ban, I could tell you. Okay, I would love to quit my job, but I just can't
Right.
with the ban. So if we talk in a month, I will let you know. But
Yeah.
as of right now,
Exactly.
I'm not going in. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Definitely kind of hunker down until you find out what the fate of TikTok is. But TikTok's going to be back, right? It's maybe it will be back January 20 or not even, you know, moved, but it's going to be back, 1 month after, 2 months after, right? At some point within, I believe it's going to happen, right? Too much money to be made. And
Yeah.
then also like, I don't know, you should also think about other channels and building those other channels. Cause I know Facebook is up and coming. YouTube has its own affiliate kind of network and stuff. So definitely look in that. And that's another thing we share in the group. It's like, what are these other, kind of cultural issues coming up or news things that we have to worry about and kind of talking through it and seeing what, options we have. So
I love that.
cool. But yeah, that wraps it up for today's episode. It's been great speaking with you, Crystal. And yeah,
You
don't
as
forget
well.
to leave a like and review. And Crystal, thank you for your time today. You were great. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. See you guys.